Welcome back to Cheddar's Opening Bell. Today's Opening Bell is powered by AT&T Business, dedicated internet access that allows us to bring the news to you. All right, well, a new psychedelic stock is soon going to start trading on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Novamind, specializing in ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, oftentimes in patients with severe depression. For more on this, we're joined by Yaron Conforti, CEO and co-founder at Novamind, as well as Reid Robison, Chief Medical Officer at Novamind. It's good to have you both with me this morning. Yaron, we'll start with you. How much research on mental health has been done in this field that made you feel confident enough in an IPO?
Good to be with you this morning. And my name is pronounced Yaron, but thank you. We saw the research that was coming out starting about 2 years ago in the mainstream from leading academic institutions, and we felt that there was a sustainable business to be built around that. That's quickly emerged, and you can now see, the renaissance, it's being called, of the psychedelic industry, resulting in psychedelic medicine being available today. So we decided to participate in that industry, and we're playing a very particular role building the infrastructure for it.
Reid, I want to bring you in here as well. Talk to me more about the science behind this and how you explain it to investors from a medical standpoint.
Sure, I'd be happy to. After doing 100 clinical trials in psychiatry, I can tell you that there is an urgent need for new and improved treatment options. Too many people are suffering from conditions like depression, addiction, PTSD. And having worked with ketamine and other psychedelics for over 10 years, there is definitely hope on the horizon. I've never seen anything as effective as psychedelic medicines for mental health conditions. So we finally have treatment tools that are more effective, faster acting, and even get more at the root cause of mental illness, often with lasting change that doesn't even require taking a daily pill. So this is a new chapter in mental health. There's a psychedelic renaissance that is here, and evidence keeps growing that is just undeniable that these can be life-saving tools for even the most difficult to treat mental health conditions.
Yaron, talk about the demand that you're seeing for the product and how expansive the company is in terms of its offerings right now, from a product to treatment.
Absolutely. So we're seeing a significant demand. I think everybody who is either touched by mental health or knows someone who's touched by mental health, the only legal psychedelic experiences available in the US now are using ketamine. So we operate a network of mental health clinics. There are 4 of them now, and they provide that specialized ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, a specialization for ours, which has been for years. We actually offer in our outpatient mental health clinics a wider spectrum of services. So the traditional services like cognitive behavioral therapy are aligned as well with the more alternative neuropsychiatric modalities. Things like ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, or also a lot of people are talking about the expected legalization of MDMA and psilocybin, which we would expect to bring online in our clinics when they're legalized.
Mm-hmm. Reid, I want to bring you back in as well. How do you determine who is the right patient for some of these treatments and options?
Well, we are part of a holistic, integrated mental health system. So we'll do a detailed psychiatric evaluation, looking at all aspects of the individual's life, and then the licensed practitioners will determine in collaboration with the client which is the best therapeutic course next, whether it be ketamine, Spravato, whether it be traditional medications or therapies, or a clinical trial in psychedelic medicine that might be coming down the pipeline, for example.
Yaron, is there a reason that you decided to go the public route via Canada versus here in the US?
Absolutely. So, first of all, the traditional capital markets are not typically available to companies like ours. I just want to point out that a lot of the companies that are entering the psychedelic space are, in fact, drug developers, and we are not. So because we're focused on building infrastructure in the form of clinics and clinical research sites, it really is an unprecedented business model for psychedelic medicine, and therefore the capital, the risk capital specifically, was harder to find. So I've been working in the junior capital markets in Canada for over 20 years now, and had the experience of doing this in different sectors. The interest in these markets in particular for psychedelic medicine are overwhelming, in fact, so larger than you'd find on the US markets right now.
And Yaron, speak more about the expansion plans from here, the growth trajectory, and how you plan to achieve that.
Sure. We're growing our business. It's really about scaling these services to help as many people as necessary. So scaling for us means, I mentioned our network of mental health clinics. So we're going to expand. There's 4 operating in Utah now, and we expect another one opening in early Q1. And we're going to expand across North America, and we expect to worldwide. The other side of our business is a clinical research footprint. So it's a clinical research organization called Cheddar Clinical Research, and we lead clinical trials for psychedelic medicine. So we'll be expanding the clinical research site so we can do more work with more drug developers.
All right, guys, thanks so much for sitting down with me today. That's Yaron Conforti, CEO and co-founder at Novamind, as well as Reed Robinson, Chief Medical Officer at Novamind. All right, let's get you caught up on some other big stories.